in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
And hopefully, okay, let me see if I got this one right. I gotta put this on. It's always needed. All right. Yes. It's an early morning hour in my part of the world. And the morning hour in my part of the world. I'm grateful, blessed, and I'm here. And this is when I tell you, this is Canada. Always grateful for the gift of life, especially when you can be up and doing once again. And the beginning of a new week. I'm grateful for everything. I still say this every time for people who love being a part of my show in the morning. I'm always saying it's a blessing for everything. I'm thankful. My name is Akinloye, and this is Canada. And if you're a regular on our show, you would understand a show being coming from CradleRadio. If you're a regular here, you would understand the first few minutes of a show is for me to just commune with my God, with my Creator. So just lay me of a few minutes before we kickstart on the show proper. I'm always blessed. Like I say, I'm always blessed. And I keep telling friends of mine and people who are around me will get to listen. It's one of my prayer points every time. Any day, anytime. As of now, I still reference this at every conversation that I have, just in realization of remembering things for myself. Remembering not to go above board. I always say that whatever happened to Moses, you remember Moses in the Bible? I pray it may not happen to me. That's what I always say. Because a whole lot of people might just look at it and say, Moses, Moses was temperament and Moses was this and that. I tell you, the Israelites, and I'm not trying to quote you no Bible this morning, all right? So just bear with me. I'm just trying to make a point. It was stated in the books that the people that Moses fought for didn't allow him to get to the promised land. Now, you go check that out. I'm not going to be the one telling you all about that, but my prayer always has been for the past couple of months, if not even over a year, is to be able to get the wherewithal, the strength, to be able not to blaspheme, misquote, if there's a word like that, to missay, if there's even a word like that, to see things that you would regret at the end of the day. But I'm thankful. I'm always thankful. Still thankful. I'm thankful to my Creator. Even in them periods that you just want to just bloat out, you just go like, it's okay. Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. Wherever you hearing me from in the whole world right now, I say good morning to you. We are CradleRadio. You can see that, right? Can you see that? Yeah, they can see that. I'll probably just rise up a little bit. Yeah. This is good. This arrived over the weekend, and I said, listen, man, we're going places. We're going places, and we're blessed. What can we say, right? In the morning hour, what we do here on This Is Canada is something that a lot of people have been commenting on, and we thank people because over the weekend we posted some of our videos on TikTok, and I'm impressed, right? And the number of people that watch those videos. It's some excerpts out of a whole length of videos, right? We're gonna have to sit our editor down to create a show out of all live stream and place it on YouTube as well, so everybody can enjoy from that portal or that platform as well. And what can we say? We're moving places. It might look slow, it might look a little bit like at snail speed, but we'll definitely get there. We'll get in there, and it's just a blessing. I say that each and every time. It's always a blessing, people. It is always a blessing. Let me see if this can cut it. Oh, well, it does cut it. The battery is a little low, though, but we'll see how we can, do stuff with this one. So, it's a blessing in the morning. I gotta take a tea as well. I'm gonna take 1 hour to talk, so what would you do? You would definitely want to do something that'll re-energize you. Weekend was interesting. The weekend was super, like some people would say, super. Yeah, that's an Eastern European thing. You're like super. I don't know. I'm acting like I won $1 million somewhere, or $11 million, or $10 million. You never know. You never know. I said to myself this morning, I'm not going to be lost in the foray of having to deal with things that necessarily doesn't make any sense, as we've had it in mainstream media for decades from now. Things that really doesn't really make any sense. Whereas we have things around aligning with us that is just right behind, just in front of us. And we seem to take note of those things, right? One of the things that I detest most is when I call, for instance, my bank. And this is where it started from, right? A lot of people might say, okay, but that's automated response. It's a start of a thing. And you hear, would you like to just let me know what you really need? And I mean, I don't know how that prompt works anyways, but in a nutshell, you call your bank and what you hear and what you have, and when you call your bank, all right, is an automated response. I detest that. I can't even stand that at any point in time. I can't stand that. So I always say representative. It says, oh, but I can still take care of you. I need a representative. I need a representative at every point in time. I want to talk to a human. I don't want them no automated response, because people don't even realize that you, at the fun you're having around, thinking, oh my God, it's so good, starting from the watch, paying your bills and this and that, people are going to lose their jobs. That's what I'm going to tell you this morning. You're going to lose your jobs. You're going to lose everything that makes us humans. Might not like what I'm about saying this morning, but I'll tell you how it is. A lot of people, especially the grown folks, they go around thinking that 20 or 30-year-olds, and I don't have any problem with that, because those people are intelligently brilliant as well, proactive. But when an adult starts listening to people that are younger than they are, it seems like that adult is retired out of life, right? That's what it means. But in a nutshell, there's so many things we can bring to the table, like common sense, which a whole lot of us don't have these days. And I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just saying the reality of what we have. Because you see grown adults getting, totally immersed in things like creation of somebody, an idea of intelligence of somebody. And this morning, I'll tell you what we're talking about, so you probably know where I'm going. And so you don't go like, what is he actually talking about? Yeah, We're talking AI this morning. Catch your seat, grab your tea or coffee, grab everything that you want to have, because it's going to be bumpy this morning, all right? Reality needs to be said. If nobody's talking about it, somebody will talk about it. This is Canada, people.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
What we're discussing this morning is something that's known worldwide now, because even when you look in your social media handles, what you see, hey, Talashe, good morning. How you doing? From when part of the world you're in this morning? Good morning. You know, what you realize in the morning as a flush of certain things that comes up your feeds on your social media. A lot of people say, I don't use social media. It's understandable. Even if you don't use social media, you go watch TV. Okay, some people would even say, I don't watch TV. All right. If you don't watch TV, you go buy stuff. So when you go around and you get to that cash point and you cash yourself out, that's some form of AI. So you need to listen to this. I even hear that in another part of the world, there are shops that you go to that there's nobody in that shop. I saw something off of China the other day. You just go in there, you just scan everything. Where is human interaction going? It started being dim at a point where nobody talks to one another anymore. There's no communication nowhere from anybody anymore. And then I see this, and I know that immediately business owners, everybody, gets caught up in the flare of having this technology that cashes them money without them doing nothing. I look at my feeds and all I see is AI this, AI that. It seems like we didn't have a life before the emergence of AI. Now, everybody, it's so disgustingly annoying. Especially you go on my Facebook, I see this feed, I'm Xing it out, man. I'm like, come on, man. You know, a whole lot of people, some young kids that have not even seen the value of life. They don't even understand life because of the fact that they get a little buck out of it. They're pushing it out immensely and drastically. They're pushing it out. And then when they do that, gullibility sets in, right? Grown-ass folks just go around going and saying, oh, it makes life so easy. That's going to be the end of life. Mark this down, because when you're watching this 200 years from now, you'll realize somebody did tell you about it. Now, don't forget, you can join our social media handles. That's how to be a part of this show. Perhaps you just, bumping into the show on your YouTube, because we're live streaming there right now as well, or your Facebook live stream. You're welcome aboard. We call this one, This is Canada. We try to talk about things happening in Canada. It might just be a spillover of things happening in Canada that you might be experiencing in your part of the world. And it's understandable because the world is a global village now. So what we readily have is a reoccurrence of things, occurrences everywhere, a repetition, a recycle, so to say. So when you look at it and you ask yourself a bigger question, what is really new? I don't think there is any. So we're practically on all social media platforms. We're on, should I start reading it out again? Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can subscribe over there. TikTok, I love. We were on TikTok over the weekend. We were busting over there, I tell you. Where else? Discord. We're on Discord as well as CradleRadio. We are CradleRadio on everywhere. So, and I look at the whole scenario, which is not something that is gonna come and go. No, it's not. This has come to stay. It's something that you'd realize at the end of the day that it will be a takeover. And you will be asking yourself eventually, how did we get here? Because you're creeping in there right now. You're creeping in there right now. That's the reality. The AI paradox, that's the headline for today. How overdependence on artificial intelligence could shape or shrink the future of human existence. What can I say? Somebody needs to bail the cat, right? Somebody needs to say the truth at the end of the day. It's just my thought process. Somebody needs to say the truth at one time or the other. And that's the reality. Huh. It's one of those things that you look at sometimes and you say, what is really happening? And when you look at the companies or the individuals that are in control of AI, that created AI, they're not even up to 10 in the whole world. Might be, don't fact check me on that, maybe more than 10 people, but out of a population that is spanning towards 9 billion, the population creating something that's fascinating you so much that will probably take over from you is not up to 20. That's right. It's not up to 20. Of course, don't get me wrong. There are other areas in which you might want to just use them artificial intelligence. And you look at it and you go like, yeah, artificial intelligence is not, or is no longer a futuristic exploit or concept. It's not something you're watching them old cartoons. No, it's not. It's here. It's here, embedded in our phones, our jobs, our healthcare system, our transportation, and even our personal decisions. Do you know how many people will just listen to AI and all their things? And I don't want to mention names, but you do say, so, switch on my lights. Oh, we're so stupid. And this is Matured Radio, and I'm not abusing mankind. I'm just saying it as it is. You don't even want to walk to where the light buttons are, or the light plugs, or the light what's it called, wall sockets. The light sockets are no more. You don't want to do none of that no more. You just get home, and then you're like, you cross your leg on your sofa. So, or so. And it's just a way of, filling in the gap on that. I don't want to mention them. Immediately I say, you're going to understand it. And let's say it's so. Play me the music of. It's a matter of convenience, which is taking something away from you. Mobility. It's taking so many things off of you, which is total independence in your actions, in your ways. You even say, so, put on my television, play me my favorite music. And that's a lot of data right there. That's a lot of database, data banking. That's it. You saying this, you saying that, you saying this. You keep going on and on and like that. You even say, so, shut the blinds. Human beings. All right. I don't know where we're going to after this one. I don't know where we're going to. Good morning, people. If you're just joining me, this is Canada. And what we're talking about this morning necessarily is not just affecting Canada alone. It's affecting everyone. And I'm not saying those tools ain't good. But the reality is that those tools do evolve, and they will evolve, and it does evolve, as we've seen sometime. Now, when one of them companies had this AI up on their platform started, if you ask them AI something about something, it didn't even have the correct answers for that. But as it evolves, it's learning. It's learning a lot of data from it. Whatever you put in there, whatever you type in there, it's analyzing and putting it together, solidifying it. And at the end of the day, it's coming with the right answers that are better and much better than what an average human will come up with. Except if you've got a higher IQ, then you got to contest with that in some ways. And then when you have a high IQ, even the people that are meant to be your tutors, let's take for example, you're in school or otherwise, people that are meant to be your tutors and or at work will probably tell you, oh, you lifted this off of artificial intelligence, because they don't believe people could have that kind of mind and that kind of brain functionality, right, to be kind of genius. So you start debating on the impossibility of you having to have done that. But in reality, we're so dependent as of now at the early stages on these gadgets and these atmospheres or these tools around us. The worst part about it is when you have people advertising editing. Editing for me is one of the best form of creative process, because I started editing in the days of Super VHS, right? And Super VHS, for people that want to know, you roll it back, then you cut, then you pick a point, you mark a point, you mark it on the Super VHS machine, Super VHS machines were things that not everybody had that in those days. The only place you could find it would be probably TV stations and all that. It was good for us to edit. Once you got a catch or a niche for that, you're just immersed in that. You spend hours just cutting, putting. And at the end of the day, you edit your own stuff yourself. You insert those two VHS tapes in there. The one that is going to be the fully edited VHS tape, and the rushes. We call it rushes then. I don't know what to call it now, So, anyways, somebody trying to advertise for me, and I started editing in the year 1997. Somebody trying to advertise editing for me, you're killing the creative process. You definitely killing the creative process. I don't want it faster. Timelines might probably lead people to do that. But the best creative process, the best books that we've read, the best till now, even when you look at some of the best classics that you've watched on TV that was later scripted to on screen, were written in the days where nobody had an AI. Yeah, talk about Harry Potter, talk about The Lord of the Rings, talk about what's this one again? There was no AI. Film effects, you could call it a form of AI, but it was basic. But it was an idea that was put into something. You could question it and say the same, like AI is somebody's way of getting stuff done. Interpretation, that's the word I was looking for. Some form of interpretation into gathering data that evolves, that keeps learning. But it's not the same when somebody cuts 35mm tapes and puts it behind us. That is human reasoning at that moment and point in time. It's not about you having to command something to do it for you. It's you putting them, even removing the 35mm in the dark bags to put into something else. That is human functionality. And I'm just talking about filming, but it's in all places now. Finance, transportation. We're talking about hospital. We're talking about where else? Practically everywhere, right? It's practically everywhere. AI has quietly become the invisible engine powering modern life. Heaven knows I'm still gonna just get myself on a farm and lock my doors on that. Because the madness that surrounds this very moment in our lives is enormous. Now, from writing emails, back in the day, we used to have something called a subject that was called writing. Yeah, just writing. And that's when you start learning your cursives, trying to find whether your writing supersedes the other classmate of yours, and you get marked for that. And that leads you to having beautiful signatures. You know, in some part of the world, they probably call it calligraphy. In some part of the world, it evolved into cursives. And you look at it and you say, this is human functioning. It was said that at a point in time, and centuries gone by, or even decades gone by, the human mind was using 65% of its intended capabilities. Right now, we're not even using 18%. We're not even using 9%, I believe. Now, from writing emails and diagnosing diseases to driving cars and predicting consumer behavior. I was talking about something months ago on This Is Canada as well, and about if we're programmed or not. Are we programmed? Because every time you say to yourself, I'm not going to be one of those people that the government ain't programming you. Forget the fact. Government is just a tool to direct the society. The people who are programming you good. They're definitely programming you good. They're definitely programming you good. In the morning hour, this is Canada, people. From any part of the world you're listening to me, we appreciate it. We're thankful. We speak real stuff in here. I'm not a part of them people that talk about irrelevancies in our society. You know, you wake up in the morning and the first thing you hear about celebrities. Who gives a hoot about celebrities, right? It doesn't really matter. It's a distraction, people. It's a distraction because the real talk is right here. We're not asking ourselves the real questions. We're not doing the needed things that we need to do as humans to foster. But we're sitting down, even in warfare. Somebody's sitting 20 kilometers away playing a video game on people's lives. Because warfare this day is not about you sending in soldiers. And that's why in some continents I laugh at them. Because they're gathering soldiers like, yeah, we have a strong soldier. No. And I'm not spelling doom for nobody. War is inevitable in a situation where you have a large number of people in the world. It's practically inevitable. But even in warfare, AI is present big time. But as humanity accelerates towards deeper AI reliance, a critical question looms. Are we using AI as a tool, or are we slowly surrendering our autonomy to AI? Because you could use it, man and machine. It could work effectively if both are playing their parts and specified duties and responsibilities are defined. Are defined so that everybody, man or machine, can understand or be directed on what to do. Man can understand, and machines could be directed on what to do. And that's how great civilizations were founded. Civilizations, yeah, there were civilizations before us. You go check it out. Let's look at advantages, for instance. I know a lot of people who jump ship and say, yeah, it's got so many advantages. Business owners, kings of industries, and chiefs of industries rather prefer AI because it boosts their profits across the board. Lesser stress and lesser a human factor, delays, and so many things as it affects their money making and productivity, so to say. AI has transformed productivity at an unprecedented scale. A task that once took days are now completed in seconds. Take, for instance, in medicine, AI detects disease earlier than human doctors in some cases, saving lives. In education, personalized learning system adapts to students' needs. In climate science, AI models help predict disaster and optimize energy use. And this is what you get, for years of professional, tailored. How would I put this word now? Professional tailored. I'm lost of words now. Professional tailored capabilities or abilities. All right. Professional tailored abilities. That's much better. All right. Over the top of my head. Sometimes it's too early in the morning too for me. In climate science, AI models predict disaster and optimize energy use. AI doesn't get tired. And I give it to that creative process that was created for that functionality. For that functionality. It doesn't forget. It doesn't hesitate. And in a world driven by speed and efficiency, those qualities are powerful. And that's why I said creative ability and years of having that creative process or thorough investigative nature of a real broadcaster. I'm not just going to come and talk about AI without telling you about its advantages. I'll definitely show you its advantage and disadvantage, balancing it together so you make a pick out of that. But my point will be drawn at the end of the day. At the end of the day, my point will be drawn. And in a world driven by speed and efficiency, those qualities are powerful. But power without restraint has consequences. It definitely has consequences. It definitely has got consequences. The long-term disadvantage of overdependence on AI may not be immediately visible, but they are profound. That's right. At first, cognitive erosion. As machine thinks more for us, humans may think less. Memory, problem solving, creativity, and critical reasoning risk becoming outsourced skills. You just outsource it because the machine seems to be able to be capable of doing it. And moreover, once you buy the machine, you don't need to pay monthly wages for the intelligence of them machines. When answers are always automated, curiosity weakens. When decisions are algorithmic, judgment fades. And people are tending to make it in such a way that with artificial intelligence, you're not just buying, but subscribing. So it's a form of monthly payment as well. So the AI, the process that's meant to be something that works hand in hand with humans has started being unilaterally independent. Like a human factor. You subscribe. With humans, you pay monthly or bi-weekly, whichever way you chose. Second, I've got a whole lot of lists this morning. Hopefully we can finish this, before the end of the show. Hopefully. Lots of human agency. AI systems already influence what we watch, read, buy, and believe. Over time, algorithmic decision-making could shape public opinions, political outcomes, and social behaviors subtly, silently, and without accountability. It's said that what you see, what you hear on a daily, every second, might just change your perception. Perception is believability, right? What you hear, what you see would definitely be the thing that's ingrained in your mind, and each and every time it's going to be something that you will be abiding with and you will call a norm.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on CradleRadio.
And we have another one here. It's economic displacement. While AI creates new industries, it also threatens millions of jobs. Entire profession could vanish faster than society can adapt. Faster than the societies can adapt, widening inequality between those who control AI systems and those replaced by them. And then also we have ethical and existential risk. AI does not possess morality. AI doesn't possess morality. It mirrors the values of its creators, and that's where those creators come in. Yeah, those creators might just be the one determining and pointing you in the direction that they want at any given time. Whereas they will tell you, well, it's the AI that's working. It's solely independent. You even listen to music these days. You don't know which one is original anymore because you just say, oh yeah, create me a beat. Things that used to be a task associated with musical excellence. Somebody playing the guitar in a way that others can play. The competitiveness even makes it even more interesting and exciting. But right now, your AI might just create you 200 beats in a second. So what are we dancing to and what are we listening to? It's no longer prophetic. It's more technical or technicality, so to say. Because music is meant to be prophetic, right? It all depends on where it takes you to. You might be happy with it, you might be sober with it, you might be upset with it, you might be sad with it, and you might be just subtle with it. But either ways, music takes you somewhere that you can at least get entertained or be informed with at the end of the day. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm looking at. If trained on biased data, it amplifies bias. If weaponized, it scales harm. And if left unchecked, advanced AI system could act in ways humans no longer fully understand or control. That's just my thought process, and I'm still getting somewhere. The greater danger is not AI itself, it's human complacency. It's not AI, because it could be corrected still. But as we get more complacent, it might just not have any hold of it being corrected. If humans become passive users rather than active thinkers, we risk a future where efficiency outweighs empathy. Automation replaces accountability, and convenience overrides consciousness. So what is the path forward? To me, AI, it must be left to remain as it is, a tool. It was created to be a tool, wasn't it? What kind of is the laziness and the greed of humans that might probably want it replacing in a way of it being more efficient, replacing the human factors involved in all our productive sectors? AI must remain a tool, not a master. Education system must prioritize human creativity and critical thinking. Government must regulate AI transparently. Developers must embed ethics into design. And society must continuously ask not just, can we do this? But should we do this? I'm looking at everything from my tiny seat right now, and it's not looking good. It looks exciting for them lazy folks. It's looking exciting for the naive individuals. It's looking interestingly great for those people that are not totally creative in their process or even in their understanding of life. Because the survival of human existence is not about competing with machines. It's not. It's about preserving what makes us humans. And in the age of artificial intelligence, that responsibility has never, ever been greater. It's never been greater. I'll say that again, so you I'll leave you with that one this morning. I don't mean to be really heavy in the morning on a Monday, but I just gotta say this. AI must remain a tool, not a master, because the survival of human existence is not about competing with machines. No, it's not. It's about preserving what makes us humans. It's about preserving what makes us humans. And in the age of artificial intelligence, that responsibility has never been greater. Don't forget, join our social media handles. We are Cradle Radio on practically all platforms. Cradle Radio on practically all platforms. And if you have any form of information for us, you can send us an email at info@cradleradio.com. That's right on screen, info@cradleradio.com. If you want to watch, if you want to listen to the best of music, best of programming, and all forms of segmented shows as radio was meant to be intended for, you could definitely go to www.cradleradio.com, and we're there right now transmitting live, and whilst we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube as well. We want to thank you so very much for having to bear us have our say this morning. It's always a pleasure when we come around here and we could just bear our minds out. And hopefully somebody does catch it this morning. And hopefully people in the place of authority that we've been given that authority to decide might just be willing listeners to an advice that is worth more than its value. And that's the simple truth. AI, ironical part of it is that I still use AI as well. When I use AI, it's not basically for any other thing, but just to fasten my tracks in different places. Not in its entire usage. Because when I look at my computer, it's a form of AI as well. It's a form of AI as well. But depending on AI, advertising AI, targeting AI, cooking AI, and telling you this and that, it makes it faster, it makes music this, it makes music that. But in terms of music, have you ever asked yourself who owns the publishing eventually if you use an AI instrumentation? Because critical thinkers will probably sit down and think about it. Listen, read the fine print. It's just not about being popular. It's about achieving success. How do you express yourself as having to achieve success if you don't even understand what success is? Well, I'll let you be. My name is Akinloye. This is Canada. This is Canada is a show that's tailored to understanding everyday happening around Canada. And the East spills over because most of the things happening around us does happen all around the world as well. And what can we say? It's a global village, and it keeps getting smaller and smaller by the day. I'm still gonna use my phone. It's a form of AI. I'm still gonna just probably drive my car, and probably some of the features in that car is AI as well. But that doesn't mean I can drive my manual, because I love me my manual as well. Until tomorrow morning when we come your way with another refreshing topic or headline on Cradle Radio's This is Canada, I remain my humble self, Akinloye, having to say, stay safe, stay warm. In this part of the world, it's really cold out there. It's extremely cold. I know in other parts of the world, they're enjoying the sun. But in reality, just be safe and depend mostly on yourself. Depend mostly on yourself, not in its entirety or totality. Be an AI individual. Have yourself a great day.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.